Okay, so slicers. I'm going to talk about 3D printing slicers today. So I have a Simplify 3D license. So I have a Simplify 3D slice. I have one I have sliced in Super Slicer. I have one that I have sliced in Voxel. And because I have Voxel Aquila printed, which is a printer which is all these are printed on, which is basically a Ender 3 clone. So, and I have a Cura profile. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that the Cura profile and the Voxel, like, they look identical. So I would have to guess the Voxel software is probably using Cura. So I'm just going to knock that out of the way. So, the next thing I wanted to look at is the difference between Super Slicer and Cura. Now, I printed these on a raft, and for whatever reason, probably my print temperature, because I printed it like 230 degrees Celsius, 235. So I did run these a little bit warmer. I'm going to adjust the camera a bit. So I had really, really good layer adhesion. So good layer adhesion, the raft I printed on did not want to come off. But on the Super Slicer, for some reason, I don't know if you can see it there, but it's got like little dots, and I'm going to guess this has to do with the seam alignment. Now, as far as quality is concerned, the Super Slicer I'm totally fine with. This came out really good. Cura still has a better finish. And then Simplify 3D. This one came out rough. I just used like the core basic profile. Obviously with Super Slicer I needed to do some tuning to it to get it where it's at, but the Simplify 3D has a rougher print just like out of the gate, which I thought was pretty interesting. So the Simplify 3D versus the Cura profile. Actually, Cura did really nice. Like, I actually really like how Cura did this. Now, the seam alignment is there in the back. Simplify is on the side. The Super Slicer, I think, is random or nearest. Not really sure. That's the reason it's got these dots. And then on my Voxel Slicer, it's got the seam on the side, which this is a really good seam placement on this model. So, yeah, out of the difference a slicer can make with basically the same print settings on all of them, you get different quality prints. And I didn't think it was going to be... I figured there was going to be a difference. I really didn't think it were going to be, like, that much. Well, that's my quick rant on my experiments on printing with different slicers, just using the default settings.